to Service Dog Class 428 graduation. I'm Cheryl Herman, Assistant Director of Programs. At this time, I'd like to invite the National Charity League for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Audience attention, please stand. Color guard attention. The flag will be coming down the center aisle up onto the stage. The flag will be posted on the left. Color guard advance. Color guard, post the colors. Color guard, salute the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Color guard dismissed. Please be seated.
Thank you, ladies. It's my honor to stand in front of you today to celebrate this incredible milestone. As we gather to mark the graduation of these remarkable canines, I want to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude to every individual who has played a vital role in their journey. From breeder hosts to provide loving homes to our broods and studs, to the breeding department who brought these dogs into the world and cared for them in their earliest days. To the nursery volunteers who went above and beyond to care for these puppies, cleaning, feeding, and showering with love and attention, your dedication is truly remarkable. To our area leaders who work tirelessly to guide and support our puppy raisers, thank you for your unwavering commitment. To the puppy raisers themselves who have devoted 24/7 care to these dogs for nearly 540 days, teaching them, socializing them, and loving them with all your heart. Today, your hard work and tears are rewarded. Congratulations. To Canine Development Team, who travel far and wide to support our area leaders and puppy raisers, thank you for your tireless efforts. To our vet department, who have kept the dogs healthy and thriving throughout their journey, we are forever grateful. To the kennel techs who have welcomed dogs into the kennel at various stages of their lives to provide loving care and enrichment, thank you for your kindness and compassion. To our incarcerated trainers who have poured their hearts and souls into task training these dogs and have learned so much from them in return, thank you for your dedication. To our service dog team, Hannah, Nicole, Sonia, Jess, and Sean, your passion and commitment to our program shine through in every dog and client team. Thank you for all that you do. To our To our admin staff who work behind the scenes to keep our organization running smoothly, thank you for your hard work and dedication. And to our maintenance team who fix everything with a smile, set up for graduations, thank you for keeping our facilities running like clockwork. Last but not least, the volunteers who have contributed in countless ways, from cleaning kennels, driving dogs and humans, and so much more. Thank you for your selflessness and generosity. Each one of you has played a critical and integral part of this mission. We would not be standing here today without your collective efforts. And now to our graduates, Class 428. As you embark on this journey with your service or facility dog by your side, we couldn't be more proud of you. We look forward to hearing about your adventures and the incredible bonds you will form with your new companions. Congratulations. It's now my pleasure to introduce Russ Gitlin, President of GDA TLC.
Let me start off by saying my thoughts and prayers go out to Cece. Those of you who don't know, we've been battling kennel cough around here, and I think she got a little of that herself, but she's making amends. We talked to her recently. She's doing much better, but she's been battling this kennel cough here for about a month or two, and it's tough. I'm sorry to all you folks that I talked to a lot of you that are missing the place and so on and so forth, but we really had to shut it down to take care of the situation. So how about a big round of applause for Cece and all she's done for us. I'm honored to welcome you to the graduation number 428. Think of that, 428. Today we're celebrating 11 graduates and their new service dog partners who will provide them with the vital confidence, the independence, and mobility they so desperately deserve. The remarkable bond they share will go on to have a positive impact on so many lives. I want to take a moment to share a little about Tony and I's recent visit down to, and Cheryl's recent visit to Richard J. Donovan Correctional Facility, where we had the privilege of witnessing some of our incarcerated trainers earn their bachelor's degree from UCI Irvine. I am deeply proud of the incarcerated inmates who have graduated from UCI Irvine, not only because I've had the privilege to getting to know them personally over the years and have been able to witness their dedication and growth, but also as the president of this organization, I'm proud of the significant role that we are playing in rehabilitating the incarcerated individuals and supporting their journey towards a brighter future. It is truly remarkable to draw a parallel between how we are preparing inmates for a successful future through rehabilitation and how these same individuals have been training and providing service dogs to those in need. The journey of rehabilitation for both inmates and the recipients of these service dogs is a testament to the power and second chances and endless possibilities that come with the dedication, compassion, and support. I'm also proud to introduce somebody that's in the audience today. My friend Jason Ross is here in the audience. He just looked at me like, why are you calling me out? Jason works in the prisons. He's a community resource manager up at Mule Creek State Prison, and he plays a big role in facilitating our service dog program up there, and we are extremely grateful for his partnership with GDA TLC. How about a big round of applause for my friend? Why don't you stand up? Where's Natalie at? Natalie Hooper, where is she? Where is she? Is she hiding in the back somewhere? Or where is she? Raise your hand. Where are you? Where's... Over, no, Hooper. Where's Hooper at? Over there. Okay. Hey, guys, this is a special lady right here. She not only works here, but she raised the dog, and the dog's going to graduate today. How about it? Big round of applause for that lady. I'd be remiss not to say that in that graduation that we went to, every one of them graduated with high honors, whatever the very top high honors are. Two of them graduated with that, and I think 3 other ones graduated with second-level honors. These guys worked extremely hard to get that education under their belt, and a lot of them are going to continue on to get master's degrees and PhDs. They're doing good stuff, and they're trying to give back, and that's what today, you're going to see today, the product of them giving back alongside of you, because, of course, you guys all give back every day, and for that, I'm grateful. How about a big round of applause for everybody in this crowd? I want to mention one more guy that's in the crowd today. Since I've been on, he's been a mentor to me, a guy that comes to all our board meetings, does whatever we ask, not afraid to get dirty at the same time. He's actually the vice president of our board. Mr. Dick Floyd's in the back. Stand up, my brother. I didn't know you were here. Stand up. Where's Tony at? Tony, where you at? Come on up, Tony. Guys, big round of applause for my assistant director working his butt off around here. Those that you don't know, just a little update. We're putting roofs on all the buildings that aren't the new buildings, and Tony's been ahead of that project. It's not an easy project because it's a lot of work. He's been doing a lot of the stuff around here, bringing the place up to snuff along with learning the job. He's doing an excellent job. But I asked him up here because Tony, in case you didn't know it, retired from the service, did a lot of time, and I thought it was fitting that when we do the flag presentation, it should really be coming from Tony, handing the flag over. So with that, we got with us four of our heroes, 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe. U.S. Army veteran Daniel. Daniel's a retired U.S. Army veteran, medically retired machinist from the IM Local 2003. Since May of 2022, he has worked for the U.S. Army since the age of 18. Daniel, come on up, bud. Come on, we can do better than that, guys. Let's go. Let's see a hero.
Daniel, I just want to say thank you for your service and thank you for being here, and congratulations.
He's busy. Another hero is U.S. Navy veteran Janelle. Janelle served in the Navy as an electronic warfare technician. How about Janelle? Come on up and join us. She's showing off a little bit here. Go on away. Next hero we got is U.S. Army veteran Josh. Josh is a medically retired from the U.S. Army as a helicopter crew chief. He worked on and maintained the Bell OH-58D Kauai Warrior helicopter and aided in the reconnaissance mission to support intel for the battlefield. How about a big round of applause for Josh? Next hero is U.S. Army veteran Ryan. Ryan is a retired Chief Warrant Officer 4 who has served over 20 years in the Army, deployed to Iraq in 2003, 9, and 11 as an armament systems technician. Ryan continues to serve his country as a Department Army civilian. Where are you, bud? Come on up. Big round of applause for this guy. I want to mention it again, 3 deployments. How about that? We'll hold that. Those of you that don't know, so you're used to seeing harnesses on the dogs for the visually impaired. This particular harness is a mobility harness, and those are the ones I've been telling you guys about. That like he needs help with stability. That's a mobility harness. In case anybody didn't know what that harness was, so there you go. Congratulations, my friend, and thank you for your service. It's always my pleasure to acknowledge and thank our kind sponsors who show up for us time and time again. And since it's hot, I will keep it short. First of all, we would like to thank Lockheed Martin in the community for their sponsorship of Daniel and Service Dog River. Lockheed Martin has been a longtime GDA TLC supporter and has sponsored many teams throughout the years. And it is with pleasure that we have Allie, I'm going to mess this up, Veal Boost, I'm sorry, representing this great company. Allie, if you can come up and join us on stage and we can present this small token of our appreciation. Big round of applause for Lockheed Martin.
Thank you so much. We weren't expected to, thank you, to say too much. Really, the heroes are already been presented, and we are just so grateful for everyone. And Guide Dogs of America, Tender Loving Canines, our volunteers love coming down here. The giving back to our community just speaks volumes about Palmdale and Skunk Works and Lockheed Martin in general, but really, our heroes are here. So thank you so much to the puppy raisers. Thank you so much to the organization. We're just so proud to be such a small part of this. Thank you. Yes, thank you. This is beautiful.
We're going to present this picture of Daniel and River. I think this goes with it. Display that proudly. We also have puppy sponsorships that we want to award. These donors contribute $5,000 to sponsor a puppy from the time it leaves the nursery with its puppy raiser until it returns to campus for formal training. They follow in its progress through the reports that the puppy raiser puts together or via Facebook dedicated sponsorship page. In any case, in case any of you would like to get involved with that, it's easy enough, and we'd love to hear from you. The first puppy sponsorship is for service dog Betts, and his sponsors are the loyal friends Gloria Selig and Tom Stutz. This is their first sponsorship. This is their first sponsored dog, and I'm sure they'd be very proud of Betts as well as the puppy raisers Mike and Gloria Steinmetz, especially since Mike is their nephew, so that makes it extra special. Tom and Gloria are out of town for this weekend, so they cannot be here with us, but send their congratulations and best wishes to Betts and his new partner. Big round of applause. The next puppy sponsorship is from our friends Tim and Janie Bofoli. They sponsored graduate dog Ridley in memory of their friend Sharon Rulig. They followed their progress religiously through Facebook page that Ridley's puppy raisers set up and are so proud of her. Janie and Tim are here today with us to celebrate, and we'd like them to invite them on stage to join us for a presentation. So on behalf of Guide Dogs of America, we'd like to present you guys with this beautiful token, a picture for you to hang in an office or whatever. Would you like to say a few words?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tim Popley. I'm here with my lovely wife, Janine Popley. We've been fortunate to be involved with GDA, now GDA TLC, since 2016. We are fortunate to have our first puppy win, graduate, and is now a service dog to a lovely lady, Erica, in Portland. Since then, we've had our own fur baby, so now we're sponsoring. I'd like to call out to Gartner, who I work for, as part of the corporate social responsibility program. Gartner Gives has helped us sponsor 2 puppies. The first is, won the puppy lottery, is now a breeder, and our second one, Ridley, we're so proud of. And it's in memory of Sharon Ruling. Sharon is the beloved wife of a dear friend of ours, Bob Shea. And the only thing bigger than Sharon's heart, frankly, was her love for dogs and for puppies. And they were also a proponent of the mission that GDA supports. They also rehomed a retired guide dog themselves in Dallas, Texas. So, Bob, if you're watching live stream, congratulations. I know Sharon's looking down on this very proudly, and we're very proud of Ridley. Thank you to Natalie. Thank you so much. Really appreciate everything you've done for raising Ridley. Great job. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, guys.
We can't forget our class donors. They also sponsor a puppy, but the pup ended up being career changed. Today, we'd like to thank the Isaacs families as well as IM District 8 for their puppy sponsorships of Dolly and Zuko. Finally, we'd like to thank the following for their vest sponsorships: Veterans of Foreign Wars, vest sponsorship Shane; Connecting and Caring Community, vest sponsorship for Izzy; and Janice King, vest sponsorship for Anna. As always, the National Charity League of San Fernando Valley Chapter, NCL, are here, and they're helping out all the time. They're always here doing things. How about a big round of applause for all those folks? As far as the events go, we got the Corpius Canine Classic. It's always fun. It's a motorcycle run. We're going up into San Francisco. We're doing the West Coast this year. I think they're up about 80 grand right now, so they're doing a great job fundraising. We got another graduation here, August 24th, so please mark it on your calendar. September 21st is Dinner in the Dark, and those of you that haven't experienced it, or even if you did, you want to do it again, please participate. And of course, our gala, November 14th through the 16th in Las Vegas. I asked that if you want to come, it's a great time. It's like 5 days at GDA TLC, and everybody's invited. So with that, I just want to say thank you for all you do. I got to know a lot of you guys over the years, and it's just it's a pleasure, and it really has improved who I am as a person, and me and my wife really have appreciated being part of this whole thing, and we're going to continue till the end of the year. I retire at the end of the year, but I'm going to continue on in some capacity or another with GDA. But I just want you to know from the bottom of my heart that it's been quite an experience, probably the biggest experience of my life next to my children. Learning from you guys how much you continue to give back to GDA and how much you put into this. I mean, I got people that come here every day, and they do it out of love and kindness, and that's something that everybody should be taught, and I was taught it by you. So thank you very much. With that, I want to invite up, how about, something, I left this out, and I can't leave this out, I'm sorry. Got to give a big round of applause for these guys. These guys came in this week. This was a tough week with the kennel cough situation, and we got through it. It's been a hard week on our trainers, but they rallied. How about a big, giant round of applause for these guys? They're unbelievable. I do not know who's presenting next. Which one of you are presenting next? Okay, so how about Nicole Maples, guys? She's our manager of the service dog program.
Thank you. All right, hello everybody. As Russ said, my name is Nicole Maples. I'm the manager of the service dog program. I want to start by giving a, there's like a lag. I want to start by giving a big thank you to my team, Sonia, Jess, Sean, Hannah, Cheryl. Thank you, guys. Round of applause. All of them have a huge role in making this class the success that it was. I also want to thank Chef Louie, Chef Nacho, Terry, Lisa, Jacob for all their work in hospitality and taking care of our students these past 10 days that they were here. To the students of Class 428, You've all done a fantastic job this week. You put the work in. As a pop quiz, they also did excellent this morning at 4 a.m. evacuating the building when an unexpected fire alarm went off. So good job. They got it. They got out safely. You guys have trusted us. You've been open with us. You've put in so much work these past 10 days. You all worked through and conquered all the challenges we threw at you. You've been a wonderful group to spend the time with and work with, and I couldn't be more proud of all of you. Please continue to share all your adventures with your new partner, because we cannot wait to hear about everything that you guys go home and do together. So congratulations to Class 428. Thank you. All right, now I want to welcome Sonia up real quick. She is going to narrate a slideshow of class for us.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to try to give justice to those beautiful pictures. And we start with our first recipients. This is Alyssa and Anna. Anna is a female Labrador Golden Cross. Anna is modeling our purple service dog vest. She is looking at the camera. And we move on fast on the slide on the left. We have Alyssa and Anna walking sink at the park. Right slide. They're looking at the ocean. Now, Anna is probably looking at the birds or trying to think if surfing is going to be on her new future. And we have our next team, official picture of Daniel and River. River is a male yellow golden retriever. They're both matching purple. And we are going into our outing. And River is doing a wave to his new handler. Right shot, we have a nice walk at Santa Monica Beach, California style. And third team, we have Heather and Beth. Beth is a yellow male golden Labrador cross. Heather is smiling at the camera, and Beth is wondering why humans make those weird noises every time a camera is involved. Left slide, we have Heather and Beth at the park. Heather is sitting on the bench, and Beth is performing one of our cue lap. Right shot, Santa Monica outing. We love that. Huh? They're both looking in the sky and wondering what's the future is gonna look like. We have our next team. We have Janelle and Izzy. Izzy is a female black Labrador retriever. They're both intensely looking at the camera. We'll know more about this too, but just want to say, those bandana, you're going to see more. So stay tuned. Camel green for the first picture. And we're going to the park, and Janelle and Izzy are working on a staring contest. Both have neck issues after a week together. They're looking at each other and walking in sync. And again, different bandana. I believe it's pink-purple in the next one, and they're both sitting at the beach in Santa Monica. And our next recipient, we have Shane and Josh. Shane is a yellow female Labrador retriever, and she is looking at the camera while Josh is really, really proud of them both. Walking in sync at the park, like they're matching their footsteps, so we definitely had some good walking going on. And on the right slide, we have them both on outing at Santa Monica. She's laying down, Shane looking around and feeling pretty good about herself and her new future. Next team, there she is, our princess, Ridley and Lindsey. Ridley is a yellow female golden retriever. She is a princess, and she knows it, and Lindsey is very proud of that. And the next slide to the left, we have Lindsey and Ridley at the park. They are waving at each other. It's mesmerizing in each other's eyes. And to the right, We went to the beach. We cannot say too much of that because we broke a couple of rules there. But she will still drive at the point. So they're both smiling. They don't know yet what is going to come to happen. And then we have our Tasha and Elon. Elon is a yellow male golden retriever. And Tasha is just so proud of him. I can't even explain that face. The smile goes from one side to the other. And at the park, we are performing a big hug where Elon is basically resting his chin on Tasha's shoulder. And another one, a little rule break. Can you see he's wet? So they're both at the beach. They are in the water. You don't know, but their shoes are wet and soak. And so, when you're from Ohio, you don't understand that maybe it's better to take your shoes off if you want to go in the ocean. But that's okay. We're going to teach them. We're going to make her a California girl. And then we have next, official picture, Rachel and Kynsi. Kynsi is a black female golden Labrador cross. And they're both side by side. They're touching each other, and they're going to be inseparable forever. And the wave is going to be the cue of the week. All the time we have the cue that goes for the most. They're waving at each other at the park. And then the next picture to the right is Rachel and Kynsi at the beach thinking, oh no, we're not that golden. We're not going in the water, Mom. And here we have Ryan and Oslo. Oslo is a yellow male, golden Labrador cross. And I think Ryan is pretty proud of him in this picture. Oslo is very serious and is ready to get the treats on the other side of the camera, whatever they're shaking on the other hand. Walking at the park, we did a lot of walking, and they're mustering. They're matching the same footstep. To the right, we're sitting at campus, and I think it's the same picture of the one before, so I'm not going to repeat it. And then we have Santiago and Happy Gromit. He loved every dog. He kissed every dog every morning, made sure that every dog was in a good mood. He is modeling his official service dog vest, and Santiago is actually matching his hat with the vest. I didn't notice that. Good job. Here we are at the park. Gromit is taking a break. He has his little water ball, and Santiago makes sure that Gromit is well taken care and is patting him and loving on him. Next slide to the right, Santiago and Gromit just looking proud at the camera. We made it. And here we are, class 428. We have 11 recipients. Good luck, everyone.
All right, now on to the stars of the show. I'm going to call them up one at a time. First up is going to be Alyssa. Alyssa is the mother to Dylan, who has a diagnosis of autism. Their service dog, Anna, will assist with behavior interruption, safety, independence, and regulation. Let's welcome Alyssa and Anna onto stage.
You're told your child is autistic, and then you're left on your own to navigate all that comes along with it. There are many aspects of this journey that make you feel alone. You go down a million rabbit holes trying to explore all avenues to help them succeed while trying to come to terms with the unknown of their life. Will they ever speak? Will they ever be able to live on their own? When other parents are at sports and summer camps, it's isolating as it's hard to relate. Then something like this happens, where a whole community of people come together, and you go from feeling isolated to feeling supported, and it's an amazing feeling. To the people who open their hearts and their wallets to make this possible, thank you for your selflessness. To the puppy raisers and inmates who invested countless hours in raising our service dog, your commitment is something we will be eternally grateful for. And to the amazing trainers and teams within this organization, you've given our family by far the greatest gift we will ever receive. Thank you for making us feel like we are no longer alone and we are now part of a large and loving community.
Anna was raised by Colby, so we're going to invite them up now. Sorry, I'm short. Hi, I'm Allison Morita, and my husband Colby and our 3 girls. Sorry. Usually my husband does this, it's not me. So forgive me. Our 3 girls, Emma, Maddie, and Kayla, along with our 2 4-legged girls, Raven and Elsa, and our South Bay GDA TLC group helped raise Anna. We brought her home with us in January of 2022, and we instantly fell in love with her. Although my husband has raised 5 GDA dogs and 9 others for service over the last 18 years, Anna was special because she was the first puppy that our daughters would name. One of our dogs, I already said, her name is Elsa, so you can guess what Disney movie was on repeat. Anna was the first dog that they would remember as a puppy and the first that they would help raise. I was a little worried because our oldest Emma was only 4 years old and our twins, Maddie and Kayla, were 3 when Anna arrived, but everything fell into place perfectly. Anna wasn't mouthy like any of our other puppies that we've raised and never jumped on the girls. She was extremely gentle, as if she knew they were little like her. The girls had been prepped their whole lives on how to approach, guide, and service dogs and were eager to help Daddy train Anna. They helped feed her, took her on walks, and worked on her obedience. And I think Anna listened to the girls more so than Colby and I. Anna's a cross between a golden retriever and a lab, a type of dog that my husband had been looking forward to raising. She was really, truly the best of both breeds. She was driven and playful like a lab, but loving and cuddly like a golden. She learned quick when in training, but took full advantage of playtime with our black lab, Elsa, and then would snuggle up next to us, the girls, when she needed rest. Anna went everywhere with us. She attended the girls' swim classes, basketball games. She walked the girls to school, attended Girl Scout meetings to teach the little Daisy troop how to approach and to take care of guide and service dogs. She curled up in a little ball under the table at many restaurants and cheered Colby and I on at our hockey games. As I mentioned earlier, Alyssa, we couldn't expose her to Toronto cold, but we tried with the best we could in Southern California. We received lots of compliments on Anna because of her easygoing spirit and her kindness towards everyone. And in fact, the principal at our girls' old preschool just asked about Anna last week when we went to visit her. And she hasn't seen Anna in over 2 years. It's the impact that Anna has on those around her. Colby and I would often talk about who would be Anna's person once she got matched, and we would always come to the conclusion that a young person would be her ideal partner because of how Anna interacted with our girls. And Alyssa, I know Dylan is perfect. It's happy tears, it's happy tears. We are so excited for both Dylan and Anna and all the adventures that they will have together. Congratulations, and we wish you and your family the best. Anna was trained at Mule Creek State Prison by trainer Matt Warren, and we have a video now from him to share.
I'm Anna's primary handler. I began my journey in this program not knowing what to expect. I know that the Pooch program was the next right step on my path. It wasn't easy at first for me, and I still struggle at times. But Anna has helped me through a lot of growing pains. Working with her has been a privilege and an honor. She's the smartest and most loving dog I've ever known, but I may be biased. I could write speeches and essays, with ease, but this was like the hardest thing for me. It's not easy to feel in a place where you don't want to. Working with Anna has made me have to face a lot of feelings and confront a lot of my own humanity. I could talk about Anna for hours, but talking about myself, well, that's more uncomfortable. But growth always is. I've had dogs growing up and throughout my life, but this is so much more. This is a collaboration. Once I learned how to shape a behavior, I got addicted to it. It teaches her to think, and when she figures out exactly what I want, she gets real happy. Her tail wags a million miles an hour, and there's a subtle communication between us throughout this process. I never previously knew that this was possible. It's kind of like a runner's high. There's something magical that can't be put into words. It's this magic that is transforming me into a new person with renewed hope. Right now, I'm feeling mixed emotions, the pain of seeing her leave and the joy of watching her go to do what she's trained so hard for. It's bittersweet, this parting of ways. My hope for her is to succeed in changing someone's life as she has changed mine. Love her and she will do anything for you. Care for her so she can shine for you.
All right, next up is gonna be Daniel. Daniel's a retired U.S. Army veteran and a medically retired machinist from the IAM Local Lodge 2003. Since May of 2022, he has worked for or with the U.S. Army since the age of 18. He is an airframe and power plant certified aircraft mechanic and technical inspector with over 30 years of aviation experience. Let's welcome Daniel and River up.
First of all, how do I follow that? I don't. Gratitude is a word, but it's more. We think about the result. In my case, it's River. But what River is what was poured into him by his puppy raiser, by his team, by the trainers at GDA. Having gone through a lot of things in life, we all have our own lives. I apologize. But to be here, standing here today is somewhere I never thought I would be. I've always supported GDA while I was with the IAM, but I didn't know that it was in my future. He's special. All right, with that, I want to say a huge thank you to Lockheed Martin. Their support, sponsorship is huge. Huge thank you to the IAM. My brothers and sisters out there, thank you. Russ, Tony, all the staff here at GDA TLC, top notch. Can't beat them. Cannot beat them. We've been treated like royalty this week. Absolute royalty. From Nicole and our training staff to our kitchen staff to everybody. Just phenomenal. Guys, if you have an ounce of love in your body, this is where you pour it. Thank you.
River was raised by the Bangar family, so we're going to invite them up now to speak.
my River boy. I can do this. River is the second puppy our family has raised, but he's the first to make it all the way to graduation. I'll never forget that serendipitous moment on a Sunday back in October of 2021 when my husband and I met Sheila, our area group leader, for coffee after our first puppy was career changed. We were planning to take a break from raising another puppy, but Sheila mentioned, there's a golden litter at GDA. They need a raiser. My eyes widened, rushed home to email the puppy coordinator at the time, hoping against hope there was still one golden left. And sure enough, it was a nerve-wracking wait. It was a Sunday, offices were closed. The next day, Monday, came with a call confirming there was indeed one puppy still available, and we'd be picking him up in 2 weeks. From the moment this fluffy, ridiculously cute puppy was placed in my arms, I knew he was extraordinary. River was goofy, incredibly smart, cuddly, and endlessly sweet. He was intuitive and loving and had a natural affinity for work. And this boy went everywhere with our family. Being parents of 2 busy boys, our home is constantly on the go, and River was always up for it. From many all-day baseball tournaments, water polo games, PTA meetings, school graduations, road trips, Dodger spring training in Arizona, boat rides to Catalina, he wore his yellow jacket proudly and enthusiastically, embracing every new adventure. But it was when I started bringing him to our local middle school and high school where I truly understood his special gift. Every week during lunchtime, we'd walk around the quad offering golden puppy pet therapy, and River's presence was magical. Despite the noise and chaos typical of school life at lunchtime, he remained calm and patient, surrounded by a swarm of eager children seeking solace in his gentle demeanor. And what he did for these kids. Middle school is a tough place, a struggle for so many, and when River and I would visit, we'd get this circle of kids from all different cliques around us, boys and girls who probably never spoke to each other before and just started sharing about their own dogs and pets at home, about something silly River did, about how soft he was, kids who had nothing in common, so they thought, all of a sudden did. River helped bridge the divide among students who may not have interacted otherwise, uniting them in these shared moments of joy and comfort. He had this remarkable ability to soothe and connect. It's been over a year since we turned River in for formal training, and when I visit the school now, everyone still asks about River and how he's doing. He has touched so many people's lives. I gave River love and as much knowledge and exposure to the world as I could to get him off to a great start, and then we passed him on to his exceptional trainer in Mule Creek to finish what our family had started. Thank you for your 24/7 dedication and all the GDA trainers to get him ready for today. And people always ask, how can you do it? How can you give him up? Won't you miss him? And one of the hardest days of my life was turn-in day when we said goodbye to River. Raising this adorable puppy from 8 weeks until 16 months, my little buddy always with me, going everywhere I went. Of course, I was going to miss him. But the thing is, I didn't give him up because River was never mine. And I raised him for you, Daniel. He was always yours. You just hadn't met yet. And he worked so hard and waited so long to meet you. I'm so happy to see you both together now. I'm incredibly honored to have been a part of River's journey that led him here. And I wish you both the very best as you embark on this next chapter.
All right, River was trained at Mule Creek State Prison by trainers Jason Beck and Mario Lawson. We have a video now from them.
This handsome guy is River. When River first came here, he was very displaced. But through love, patience, and understanding, we developed a strong bond. River is a loyal friend and will work hard to please you. Training with River was a lot of fun. He's very smart and picks things up fast. I found the key to River is your love and excitement. When he does a good job, you'll see his smile and eagerness to work. The more engaged you are and upbeat you are with River, the harder he will work. River has a personality like no other and shows it all the time. He is the star of this yard and the star of the visiting room. Everyone lights up when River walks in. He's always happy to greet people and loves to be petted. For a year now, River has been my best friend. Sometimes he will come up to me, put his head on my lap, and let me pet him. This is a calming comfort and special quality of River's. My wife found this poem, and it matches River to a T. A perpetual smile and a golden glow, a joyous, loving heart for all to know. Feathery pantaloons this golden wears, tumbleweeds of fur they kindly share. Keenly intelligent are they, a sporting canine, by your side they stay. Dark soulful eyes that whisper to you, a devoted best friend all life through. A spirit that is ever endearing and divine makes this golden a blessing to mankind. I would say to whoever gets River, treat him with love and kindness, and your bond will be as strong as mine.
All right. Next, we're going to invite Heather up. Heather is the parent of Luke, who has a diagnosis of autism. His service dog, Bets, will help increase his independence as he grows, assisting him with safety, socialization, communication, regulation, and adaptive skills. Let's invite Heather and Bets up.
The first time he ever tried going up those stairs, it was not as successful. So we practiced a lot. Okay. Yeah. Of course, the other redhead gives me trouble. Thank you. Okay, class of 428, we did it. Woohoo! Thanks. This week and a half has been incredibly challenging, but even more rewarding. I want to thank Guide Dogs of America, Tender Loving Canines for excellently maintaining this program. Those of you I've had the pleasure of meeting, Hannah, Cheryl, Greg, Russ, Tony, Yvette, Zach, and of course, all those I have yet to meet. To Bet's puppy raisers, Mike and Margot, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm not gonna look at you right now because I'll cry. I can tell you've poured your love and care into Bet's. Thank you so much to Gloria and Tom for Bet's puppy sponsorship. To the inmate who invested countless hours in Bet's training, my sincere gratitude goes out to you for shaping the beautiful work of art I have the privilege of bringing home to my son. I told the trainers that with every new cue, I felt as if I was unlocking a new wizard's spell. Bet's had a wealth of knowledge in which I was deficient. The trainers have diligently guided myself and Bet's to become a cohesive team. Nicole, Sonia, Sean, and Jess, thank you for answering my endless stream of questions with patience and wisdom. I'm also grateful for you all letting me crack a few jokes to relieve the tension I was feeling in myself as we walked this journey together. To everyone involved in getting me here in the first place, my family and friends, especially my husband Alex, and my parents. Mom, I wouldn't be here at all. Sorry, I'm trying. Okay, I wouldn't be here at all if it weren't for you generously volunteering your time with those hospital therapy dogs and suggesting that I look into getting a service dog for Luke. Our son Luke has many unique needs, and Bet's is uniquely equipped to assist him. From deep pressure therapy to social cues to self-harm interruption and more, I feel an enormous sense of relief from the weight that's being lifted from my shoulders. My endless gratitude goes out to you all for this incredible gift you're giving to my family. Thank you so much. I did it without crying.
All right, Bet's was puppy raised by Mike and Margot, so let's invite them up now.
Mike. Hey, Mike. Mike, go.
Good morning, everyone. We picked Betts up when he was a rookie in January of 2022. We're going to see how many baseball references I can get in today's speech. He's our fourth GDA TLC puppy. Vivian, hi. 3 out of 4 of our dogs have gone on to be service dogs, and that's a 750 batting average, which is amazing. It's also amazing to me that Betts is in class 428. 428 has always been a special number to me from the day I was born. So I had a feeling that 428 was going to happen for him. Betts has had the honor of having had 2 wonderful sponsors who don't just feel like family to me, they are family to me. My Aunt Gloria Seelig and her friend Tom Stutz. It has been wonderful to share Betts' journey around the bases with them. I'm a lifelong Dodger fan and more recently became a fan of a Dodger named Mookie Betts. And not just because of what he does as a player, but what he's done for others in the community. And when we learned that we would have the opportunity to name a puppy from a bee litter, I lobbied hard with my family to name him after Mookie, thinking that our boy Betts would eventually get to this point and help someone like Mookie has for so many. Throughout his training, Betts has certainly lived up to the all-star performance level of his namesake. A truly outstanding baseball player is rated by his tools, throwing, running, and hitting, for example, and the best of the best are usually called a 5-tool player. Betts is certainly a 5-tool star because, number one, he's friendly. One day, we had a proud puppy raiser sign in our front yard that our friend Stephanie Coleman had put together. And one day, 2 young men, Jerry and Andrew, who lived around the corner from us, knocked on our door and said, could they meet our puppy Betts? And they came by several times to say hi. And even though they've moved out of the neighborhood, they're here today to see Betts graduate. So I'm really excited. He made friends with the baristas at our local M Street coffee shop and my bagel buddies, Al and Maury, who met with us every Saturday morning at Western Bagel. Now, his second skill, or second tool, is he brings people together. We met first-time puppy raisers, Daryl and Andrew, at a meeting before we had Betts. They came to kindergarten and worked with him, and we have become fast friends with them and their breeder, Joni, and their pup in training, Linda. His third tool, he's fearless. He met horses and goats. He braved my nephew's Little League games and convinced our pet Astro to be friends, despite Astro not wanting to. He's confident. That's his third tool, or his fourth tool. We attended a Dodger game with our friend and fellow puppy raiser, Sherry. As we were weaving through the crowds on our way out of the stadium, and he was confidently walking and wagging his tail and holding his head high, I knew that he was ready for whatever his next assignment would be. And his fifth tool, he is compassionate. And he showed this time and time again, but perhaps no more time than when my wife Margot was recovering from surgery and her subsequent rehab. And Betts did a wonderful job snuggling with her and comforting her. Just like his namesake, he is an all-star now, and he will be an MVP, a most valuable pup, for years to come for his new family. I mean, look at him. He just locked up a long-term contract with Michelle and her family. Heather and her family. Thank you. We couldn't be prouder of Betts and the work he is going to do. Thanks to our area leaders, Suzanne and Jeff, for their coaching and guidance, and to the GDA training staff, especially Hannah, for coaching him through his rookie season, and Cheryl for providing the ongoing scouting reports on his progress through his formal training. Heather, you've hit a grand slam getting this boy. On behalf of Margot and myself, we wish you and your son all the best that Betts will bring, and know that he will play out a long and distinguished Hall of Fame career with you and your family. Thank you.
All right, next up, I'm going to invite Janelle. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Don't want to forget that part. Okay, hold on. Back up. Okay. Betts was trained at the Richard J. Donovan Correctional Facility by trainer Billy Thompson, and we have a video from him.
Primary of vets. What I would like to say is what I remember most about Betts is that he is such a loving and smart dog with a great smile. Betts is an amazingly good dog. He has many qualities to offer a family who is lucky enough to get him. He's a great partner, he's loving and gentle, just to name a few. Betts has affected me in every way. It feels good being a small piece of a bigger puzzle with Guide Dogs of America and tender loving canines. It was a blessing and an honor to work with and train Betts. It humbles me to teach dogs to change a family's life. What I hope and wish for this person Betts will go to is that he will make an instant change and impact in their life, bringing them the best quality of life possible. Finally, I just want to thank all the staff and puppy raisers involved in making it possible for me to be a dog trainer with Guide Dogs of America and GLCAD. Thank you.
Now we're going to invite Janelle up. Janelle's a Navy veteran. Izzy provides assistance with PTSD and other invisible disabilities. Janelle's now a budding career as a documentary filmmaker, and with increased quality of life from Izzy, she hopes to give back by sharing other people's stories. Let's welcome Janelle and Izzy.
Hello. When I entered the military, I was optimistic about where that path would take me and where my life would go. But things happened and things changed, and I left the military with a hole in my heart where that optimism used to be. I know that there are many people in similar situations to me that would also benefit from receiving a service dog, as well as many people who have worked to make this a possibility for me. All of that has not gone unnoticed, and I feel so incredibly lucky to be here and matched with Izzy. I have many plans to take Izzy on wonderful adventures and make her life as full as she will make mine. I want to thank everyone who had a part in raising Izzy and training her. It is so obvious to me that all of you put not only your time, but your love into Izzy because she is so excited to pour that love back into me. So thank you.
Izzy was raised by Edward and Michael, so let's invite them up now.
Hello, hello. Hi. My name is Edward, and my husband's name is Mike. And this was our first time raising a puppy, well, with GDA. We decided to raise a puppy for the simple reason of giving back. It took me 6 years to continuously to talk Mike into raising a puppy. He said, raise a puppy, and then love it, get kisses, then train it, get kisses, and then give it back, and then more kisses? Well, we obviously got a puppy, named her Izzy, and also got lots of kisses. So August of 2021, we bring Izzy home to our condo in West Hollywood with an elevator on the 7th floor. Ever try potty training a dog in a condo? It's quite the challenge. Carrying Izzy in the elevator, 1, so she doesn't pee. 2, her shots were not complete, so she couldn't really walk on the ground. I would carry her in my arms, belly facing up, head upside down, through the garage to the outside to not pee on the HOA property. Well, we succeeded before she got too heavy. And then bringing her to GDA for her kennel stays was always really exciting for her. I would say, we're going to go see the puppies. And she'd get all excited. And then we would drive here and we'd get close to the train. And the crossing tracks always made the dling, dling. Whenever she heard that noise, she would sit up in the car. And then we got here and she would pull always to get to the kennel, so excited. And then when I would pick her up, she would be so excited to get back to the car. So one of the biggest impacts Izzy had in our lives is that we were able to take her to work with us every day. We have a business called the Club Gymnastics that has over 1,500 kids a week and about 1,500 parents. So she was exposed to many training opportunities and thrived in this very busy, dynamic environment. Having her there was so special. So many kids were touched by her love and her kisses and her belly rubs and everything that she was. Just a wonderful big ball of joy and lots of love and, as I said, kisses. But first off, I'd like to thank my husband, Mike, for helping me raise Izzy. We both raised her and trained her and gave her all the love that we could. We'd also like to thank her very patient and knowledgeable teachers, Sheila and Allison, and of course to all of the GDA staff. Meeting Janelle today was, of course, special, but to find out that she's local in Santa Monica is a big bonus. We've already talked about possibly doing some babysitting, so we'll see how that goes. But we're thrilled to meet Izzy's life partner, and we wish them both many years together and much happiness in their journey ahead. And of course, we're extremely proud parents, dog dads, that we're able to do the job to get Izzy on this stage today. GDA is an incredible organization, and we look forward to future puppy raising. Thank you.
Izzy was trained at Mule Creek State Prison by trainer Frank Lanier, and we have a video from him now.
And miss her already. This girl is amazing, and I'm proud of her. A fun fact, I gave her the nickname Ladybug because she has shiny red hair around her face mixed in with her shimmering black coat. Oh, and people might try to tell you that she is doing what she does for you all for the food, or she loves food, or whatever else they might try to say because of the food. That's not entirely true. Yes, food is her jam. Who doesn't love to eat, right? I've worked with her since April 20th, 2023, and I can assure you that it is much, much deeper than that. Food is her love language and one of the keys to her heart. She loves you. Just look into those big, beautiful brown eyes. She sees you, I promise. Before I go, June 22nd, 2021 was when my little ladybug was born. And since she's not gonna be here, let me see, mama. Since he's not gonna be here, send her off with a little bit of a farewell. We all gonna sing happy birthday together to Izzy. Her name is Izzy, AKA Ladybug. And on 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Izzy. Happy birthday to you. See you soon.
That was very cute. All right, next up, let's introduce Josh. Josh is medically retired from the U.S. Army as a helicopter crew chief. He worked on and maintained the Bell OH-58D Kiwana Warrior helicopter and aided in the reconnaissance mission to support intel for the battlefield. Please welcome Josh and service dog Shane up here.
Sorry. I just want to say thank you to GDA, the sponsors, puppy raisers. Without you guys and your help, none of this would be possible. And my family also sends their extended thank you. Thank you.
Shane was raised by Pamela, Kimmy, and Nikki. We can invite them up now.
Sorry, y'all. I'm short too. Hi, everyone. My name is Kimmy, and I am one of the Mel daughters. My mom actually is the one that really raised puppy Shane. She is our third puppy, and actually second to have gone all the way and passed and become a forever partner with someone. We are also very surprised by our track record. So, getting Shane was, I think, one of the best decisions that we made in our family. You know, there's certain timings in life, and that was just one of the best ones. But bringing her home was just bringing home a big ball of fluff and love and energy and just only something that you can define with an animal, just pure unconditional love. And now getting to see her with her new partner has been just one of the best things to ever see, and the whole reason why we love doing this. We love giving back, and just seeing their bond, it was just a match made in heaven. So we are so, so lucky to just be a part of Shane's chapter, and just so happy that she's going to be so loved unconditionally in return. So thank you to GDA, just an amazing organization that just brings people together in the community with the best denominator, dogs. But thanks all, and Shane, we just wish you all the very best. We love you so much. You guys made me cry earlier too, so thanks for that. So, all right, thanks all.
Shane was trained at Mule Creek State Prison by trainers Art Castro and Chester Coker. We have a video from them now.
Primary trainer. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Ms. Maple and Ms. Parisi for giving me the opportunity to be part of the mission to transform lives through Guide Dogs of America and tender Loving Canines. I am proud to be in a winning team. Shane had her own way of enchanting and making people laugh. Shane, unconditional love, I live my self-esteem and self-worth. Service Dog Training Program was an essential factor and motivated to my lifestyle change and rehabilitation. And Shane was the stimulus for those changes. Now I have a purpose in life, and therefore I am honoring my victims by making living amends through loving and training Shane to be the best service dog and a client best friend. I am going to miss Shane, no doubt about it. But just knowing she is going to make an individual in need very happy fills my heart with joy. I love you, Shane.
My name's Alan. I was fortunate enough to be her secondary trainer. She's always happy, ready to work. You're gonna be very happy with Shane. She's a great dog. Thank you.
All right. Next is Lindsey. Lindsey, LSCSW, RPTS, brings 14 years of experience as a dedicated mental health therapist. She is part of a dynamic team of 13 therapists providing essential mental health services to the community. Lindsey, along with her amazing facility dog Ridley, will collaborate to support patients in navigating the complexities of various mental health diagnoses, including autism, abuse, anxiety, and depression. Together, they are committed to helping individuals on their journey towards healing and well-being. Let's welcome Lindsey and Ridley on stage.
But I know Natalie's over here, so we had to switch things up. Okay, hopefully you guys can embrace my emotions. Okay, so I kind of want to share just a little bit about what Ridley will be doing. Being a therapist before 2020 was not easy, but after COVID, it became a lot more difficult. I've seen so many people suffer from severe isolation, abuse, and anxiety. I'm so excited because Ridley is going to help people come out of their home, go into the grocery store for the first time since 2020. She's going to show children safe touches. She's going to be a safe ear for children to talk about their abuse that they've experienced and help children make friends. We're so excited. Holding space for others as a therapist is my job. It is very difficult to hear about physical abuse and other types of abuse every day. I've only been with Ridley for 10 days, and I can tell you that she's given me a new sense of calm, and I'm re-energized to go back home and continue to help people. So she's not just helping my patients. It feels so nice to have a partner to go to work with every day. I will say, I always think that it takes a village, and that's very true with GDA TLC. They've surrounded me with love and nurtured me and cared for me from the moment I got off the plane. They've fed me every day, swept my room with all the dog hair. And allowed me just to be Ridley's partner. It's been amazing. I will never forget the time I received the call from Hannah. I saw GDA on my phone and I said, pause, this might be the moment, and it was. It's evident that the trainers have a strong passion and mission, and I just want to thank all of them. I'm going to go home with a lot of funny memories. Really throwing herself into the ocean. It was wonderful. Sean running down the hallway in his robe last night. It was also wonderful. Tim and Janine, I want to thank you for sponsoring Ridley. Natalie, for opening your home, pouring so much love into Miss Ridley. I also want to thank who we call the greatest Elda back home, who is losing her fight with pancreatic cancer. I never would have applied for this program if it wasn't for her. Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought I could get a facility dog from California. And here we are. Thank you so much.
Ridley was raised by Natalie, so let's invite her up now.
Sorry. Good morning, everyone. Today I stand before you with a heart full of pride and gratitude as we celebrate a remarkable journey of love, learning, and companionship. It's a journey that began the moment Ridley entered our lives, filling our hearts with joy and our days with endless possibilities. From the very first day we welcomed Ridley into our home, it was evident that she was destined for greatness. With every wag of her tail and every eager glance, she showed us the depth of her potential. At just 8 weeks old, she embarked on a path of service that would change lives forever. Ridley's intelligence and quick learning left us in awe. She seemed to absorb every lesson effortlessly, proving time and time again that she was more than just a dog. She was a dedicated partner ready to assist and support in any way she could. But amidst her remarkable skills, Ridley also revealed a playful and enduring side. Her goofy antics brought laughter to our days and warmth to our hearts. And let's not forget her love for cuddles, never forgetting a cuddle session every night before bed as she reminded us of the simple joy of companionship and affection. As we look ahead to the future, I am filled with hope and excitement for the adventures that await you and Ridley. Together you will explore new horizons, face challenges with courage, and cherish every moment of joy and connection. So here's to Ridley and Lindsey. May your journey together be filled with endless love, laughter, and unforgettable memories. Thank you.
Ridley was trained at the Richard J. Donovan Correctional Facility by trainers Gregorio Manzano and Jamal Bernard, and we have a video from them now.
And I am one of the Ridley's trainers. What I will remember most about Ridley is that she is the most beautiful dog that ever stepped paw into my life. And I have worked with many dogs. I know that everyone thinks that his or her dog is the most beautiful, but Ridley actually is the prettiest dog ever. Ridley is a loving dog that wants nothing more to be close to her handlers. She wants to hug and snuggle people constantly. All that is required is to give her the opportunity.
Hi, my name is Jamal. Ridley has taught me so much. She's taught me patience. She's taught me how to be a better trainer. She taught me how to be a better human being. She's a loving dog. She's a real good dog, and I hope that she helps somebody here in the future and gives the love that she gives to me and gives to her new owner.
As far as I'm concerned, my name is Jose Ramon. What the dog is going to do for the client, we hope is better their lives in a way where it affects them greatly. It reduces their disabilities and just brings comfort to them in every aspect, whether it's an autistic child or whether it's a PTSD or survivor, or whether it's just for being the case of a facility.
All right, next is Natasha. Natasha is the program coordinator at the Cinca County Youth Center. The Cinca County Youth Center is a 24-bed detention facility that also houses a day treatment program during the school year. The Cinca County Youth Center promotes change in their youth by providing a safe and supportive environment. Natasha cannot wait for the Youth Center facility dog, Elon, to help promote this mission by providing companionship to juveniles within their facility to decrease emotional and mental stress. Let's welcome Natasha and Elon.
Hi, everybody. Excuse me. First off, I just want to point out, my husband keeps asking me if I'm bringing a real dog home, so honey, he's real. Okay. Thank you so much to GDA, all of the trainers. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Told myself I wasn't gonna cry. I'm a crier. Sorry. You guys have welcomed us, loved us, all the laughs, and soggy shoes. That was me, Ohio girl here. But I can't believe all of the memories that we've made, all of the support and guidance that you guys have given us. So you all are rock stars, Cheryl, Hannah, all of you. I appreciate every single one of you very much. I also want to give a huge thank you to my husband for making sure that all of our crazy kids back at home are still alive. Thanks, honey. And a shout out to my mom and my family for also being extremely supportive. I also just want to say that when you find a job that you really love and that you are continuously making a difference, it is life-changing. So I am so excited to take Elon home and start working with him in our facility and doing what we do best. I also want to say thank you to my director, Sarah, Judge Meyer, Stacy, and also sorry, Greg, for all the hair that's about to be in our office. I know you're going to love that. But this would not be possible without the love and support from my administration. And yeah, that's all I got. So class, we did it. Love you all. And thanks for everything. All right, that's it.
Elon was raised by Claire, so let's invite her up now.
Hello? Hello? Okay. I'd been counting the months, weeks, and days to retirement when in early April 2020, I was going to retire from my 35-year career in architecture. By the 20th of March 2020, my plans became obviously impractical. I was invited to stay on the firm, and like the rest of the world, I worked from home. Once the Earth returned on its axis, I still wanted to retire. But I thought, what on earth am I going to do with myself once I retire? Sometime between March and October 2020, I happened to see a news clip, not on my regular station, not on the time I usually watch the news, and it featured a cute black lab named Fiji with his handler, a Marine. Fiji later graduated to be a facility dog. I followed up with the information, and 2 weeks after officially retiring in 2020, I had my first dog, Lyric. He was to be a service dog. In March 2022, the world was still uncertain, and Lyric was in for his second round of training to be a guide dog. I miss raising and having a puppy around. There was one puppy still available in the e-litter. One look, it was done. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. I'll take Elon. Elon was going to be either a service or a guide dog at turn-in. By the time Lyric's career changed, I was hopelessly in love with Elon and firmly attached. Elon and Lyric became fast friends and brothers. Turn-in wasn't easy, but once I started getting reports and photos and realized that Elon was really thriving, it made me feel so much better. He's such a loving dog. He loves people, everybody, and that love needs to be shared. Thank you to the vet staff and the trainers, and especially Sue, my area manager, the best area manager, and thank you to Janice and Sue for being here today. Thank you.
Elon was trained at the Richard J. Donovan Correctional Facility by trainer Roman Galafante, and we have a video from him now.
I'm the primary of Elon. This here is Elon. I'd like to thank Guide Dogs of America, Tender Loving Canines for giving me this opportunity to give back to society. I'd like to share with you one of my favorite memories of Elon is when getting ready to brush his teeth, he'd do this puffing with his mouth. And that's one of the memories I'll never forget about him. One of the positive aspects of this program and what Elon has given back to me was just reinforced compassion and unconditional love. He's going to make a good dog for his forever family. My wishes and hopes for Elon and his forever family is that they'll see and share this compassion and unconditional love that he has to give. And his journey with me and his final journey with his forever family will probably be the best experience he and their family will ever have, as I've experienced. So the last thing I'd like to say is goodbye to my dear friend.
All right, next is Rachel. Rachel's been a special education teacher at Nicholas Elementary in Oceanside, California for the last 4 years. She's worked in various capacities within the education setting, helping students learn and reach their full potential. Additionally, she serves as a special needs coordinator at our local church, where she creates awareness for disability and inclusion, both in the U.S. and around the globe. As an educator and leader, she is passionate about helping every individual succeed and belong. Let's welcome Rachel and her facility dog, Kynsi.
Sorry, I'm obviously a little bit shorter. When I was thinking about summing up this experience, the idea of service kept coming to mind. It's probably because we were talking about service dogs. But I was most struck by one aspect, serving without receiving in return. Throughout this process, many people volunteer, train, and give for something they believe in, but may never see the full outcome. It brings to mind a quote I read at a local library a while back. A society grows great when old men plant trees in whose shade they will never sit in. As the person who's privileged to take Kynsi home and to work each day to do the job she was meant to do, I get to sit in the shade of trees that other people planted. As I watch her partner alongside kids with disabilities and help them form friendships when they have always sat on the sidelines, as they gain independence when asking for help has always felt like a burden, and help them live it more fully in a world that is often not designed with them in mind. I am reaping what other people have planted. For that, I am more thankful than I could ever express. As I leave here today with the responsibility of continuing Kynsi's training, I know I am joining in the work of planting something for the future, and I'm following the best example. Thanks again for all who played a part.
Kynsi was raised by Joyce, so let's invite her up now.
Thank you, Bob. I may take the cake for the shortest person because I wore really flat flats. Next time I'll do a better job. Yep, I'm Joyce Finnan, and I had the pleasure of raising Kynsi. I picked her up when she was 8 weeks old and took her home to meet my first puppy that I was raising, Pino. They had 2 weeks together where Pino imparted all of her secrets. And Pino graduated, so she knew what was going on. They had the 2 weeks together, and Kynsi just had such intelligent eyes and the sweetest disposition. It was a no-brainer that she would succeed. And this was confirmed when she graduated from puppy kindergarten, and Debbie Prince gave her world's best puppy. So, you know, I mean, that goes without saying. She is the world's greatest puppy. Kynsi was a typical curious puppy. She learned quickly and seemed to know what I was going to ask her to do before I ever asked. Her favorite toy was the Jolly Ball, and like most labs, the stuffed animals had to be put away early on, otherwise they would just be gutted. But she loves her Jolly Ball. It definitely takes a village when raising these pups, and thank goodness for the support of the GDA community in Simi and Ventura. And I am also lucky enough to have my brother-in-law, Art Reyes. He helped me, he continues to help me. I'm raising my 4th puppy, but he attended all the training, he attends meetings, he goes with me on outings, and he's now on number 4 girlfriend, because he calls them all his girlfriend, and my sister is very understanding, and she's good with all the girlfriends that he has, so I'm lucky. I'd like to say a big thank you to the guys at Mule Creek that helped Kynsi realize her potential. I'm so very proud of her, and I think having her in an elementary school with special ed kids is perfect for her. She has so much love to give, and I know when they meet her, they will love her as I do. Thank you.
So, Kynsi was trained at Mule Creek State Prison by trainer Gabriel Garcia. And fun fact that I didn't put together until this week, Gabriel Garcia's dog before Kynsi that he trained was Pino. And it was completely coincidental that the same inmate trainer got both the dogs from that. So that's kind of just a fun little fact that we pieced together this week. So let's see a video from him now.
Gabriel, and I'm Kynsi's trainer handler. First, I would like to thank my supervisors, Ms. Parisi and Maples, as well as the whole team of GDA and Tender Loving Canines, as well as the puppy raisers for making it possible for me to finally. Next, I would like to thank all my coworkers who helped me get Kynsi to reach her goal of being a service dog. It was a lot of hard work, but she succeeded and she made it so far. This program has given me the tools I need to succeed in life: responsibility, accountability, empathy, kindness, choices even when nobody's around. What I remember about Kynsi was the first day I saw her in group, laying down next to my supervisor, Parisi. I remember walking in class that day and seeing her laying next to her. I remember those big, beautiful orange eyes just looking back at me, knowing that it was with me. I remember when I brought her back to my cell, she looked around and was very unsure of what to do. So I helped her on the bunk, onto her bed, and I just sat there and talked while she listened, trying to make her feel a little at ease. It took some time, but we eventually bonded, and it was a memorable and unforgettable day, and the rest is history. She will always have a place in my heart. She has made. Kynsi is known as the Reina. In English means the queen. I hope she brings your family the same bright light and happiness that she has brought me and to this yard, C Yard in Mule Creek State Prison, and to all of my coworkers.
All right, Ryan's next. Ryan is a retired Chief Warrant Officer 4 who has served over 20 years in the Army. He deployed to Iraq in 2003, 2009, and 2011 as an armament systems technician. Ryan continues to serve his country as a Department of Army civilian. Oslo will assist with mobility, PTSD, depression, and his long-lasting battle with grief. Let's welcome Ryan and Oslo.
Zach, you ready? So you all cried out, right? No more tissues are around. I got my eye pro. The Army always told me to be safety first. We never listened, but you got to make sure you have our eye pro everywhere. But, so I'm Ryan, and this is Oslo. As it's already been introduced, I don't have to say it again. First, I would like to thank God. Even if I haven't seen eye to eye with him for the past 3.5 years. Then I would like to thank GDA. It was quite a process getting to this point. I had to do it did it twice, a little bit. To the GDA staff, thank you. There are so many names, I would not remember them all, but I know you make the magic happen behind the scenes, so thank you. The puppy raisers, you had a difficult job. And to the Higgins family, thank you very much. To the inmates, you have changed people's lives, and thank you. To the sponsors and donations, I couldn't afford Oslo, and most likely I would not have gone down this path if it was not for your support. I didn't forget the team who had put up with 11 strangers to train us, the human trainers. Click. And that was a high value treat. I was made aware of GDA by a buddy of mine, Joe, whose cubicle was behind mine, and he had Max. That was his service dog from here. So curiosity got me starting to ask questions, weighing pros versus cons. I decided a dog, as you can see, Joe doesn't work behind me now, but I just have to ensure that my coworkers don't call him Max 2.0. You would figure by now more veterans would have a service dog, but we're all brainwashed, and it's probably all the shots they gave us. Ensuring we were wearing our Superman underwear, that's the image they wanted you to see. But in reality, we're just humans, and we all fall. Last time I checked, there was only one man who walked on this earth that was perfect, and some of you might know his name, Jesus. As I was introduced, I was a retired Chief Warrant Officer 4, Armament Systems Maintenance Warrant Officer, fix anything that fired from tanks to handguns for 22 years. With many veterans, we share some similar stories, some different, but we all share something in common. We decided to volunteer. I have been fighting demons since 2003 on my first deployment. And that was a lot in my head. My second deployment, first deployment, I lost soldiers. There's nothing worse giving a flag to a mother or father of a soldier. That's really hard. My second deployment is when I got injured. 7 surgeries on my back alone out of 13 in my total career. I should have went for 22, at least gone with how many years I was in. As you probably guess, the Army is not kind to the human body. And for those, since my second deployment, I had sucked up the pain for 10 more years so I could retire. As you all know, ibuprofen and Ranger pills is what got me through. Probably not, that was God, but we'll go with that. So that is my physical pain, nerve damage, in which Oslo will be the replacement of my cane, or he'll also get my cane when I decide to use it. But he'll help me balance when needed. So by then, I did stop going out as much with my family. I was always in pain, I was alert, and near the end, I was tripping over my foot. Well then, near the end of my 22 years, on December 14, 2020, my heart had stopped beating and has not recovered since then. And nothing will be able to fill that void, money, things, even Oslo, but he'll be there. My daughter Elizabeth, who was 13 years old, she took her life. I don't have answers, and the rabbit hole goes really deep. I wear a piece of her ashes inside of my necklace and my ring and her fingerprints around it, and I carry her every day. I've made a lot of promises throughout my career that I would tell her once I retired I would spend a lot of time with her, because out of her 13 years, I probably spent 7 of those years gone. I did an Excel sheet and calculated everything out. So I'll never make another promise again, because I broke the biggest promise. I will carry this guilt and grief until the end, with knowing I have failed as a father. As some of you are aware, and as you saw in the pictures, I elected not to have pictures of myself just because I died 3.5 years ago. I'll never be able to get an updated picture of my daughter, and pictures of me is just a proof of life. So after that, and that was a really tough, really getting out of the Army, trying to figure out what you're going to do. And then we had to go to Korea because my mother-in-law decided to go be with my daughter and go protect her. My wife is Korean, so different religions, she want to go be with her daughter. And Elizabeth was really special because my wife has lupus, and the doctors actually told us we should have had an abortion. And at that time, my wife didn't believe, but I did. I accepted Christ in December 2005. But we left it up in God's hands, and I had a beautiful baby girl. I wasn't even there for her birth. So, obviously, I was diagnosed with major depression disorder. And so, after that, COVID made it very easy for me not to leave the house unless I was super drugged up. I have a whole cabinet full of pills, which also hopefully will replace. Adolescent suicides are higher than people could imagine. I've started to open up to more people about Elizabeth, and I know her story has already saved some lives and has allowed me to help fellow peers through their time. A buddy of mine's going through it right now. 2 weeks ago, his son took his life, and he's retiring at CW4. These past 3.5 years, I've been stuck and daily needed to wear a mask, not the mouth covering kind. I've been in a very dark spot, and a lot of people have to understand that I'm not the only person out there, and people have to know that they're not alone. So by next fall, I will have hopefully completed my doctorate in psychology. So Oslo and I might walk across another stage. I'm not sure about that. I haven't walked across a stage for school yet. I was in training for my high school graduation, so I haven't been to a single school graduation. For one reason, I decided to go get my doctorates was to have my sister call me doctor. It's a sibling battle, and she's a teacher, so in New York. The other reason was to keep the gears turning in my head. I will not lie, the gears in my head wanted to stop several times since that day. It is very painful watching your wife cry, and we both cry. And the one thing GDA and my human trainers will not let me do is train Oslo to bite me to stop crying. Because I cry randomly at any given time, and I see a lot of fathers and daughters in here. So I break down. Part of the reason why I don't like going out is a reminder, and plus I just don't like crowds. So don't go out during lunch crowds or rush hour. So it's been very dark in my head, and probably one reason why I had to have a couple of people come to my house. I have 2 other dogs. I'm the caretakers that Elizabeth decided to leave them with me. So Oswald will not be alone. He will have 2 golden doodles, their brother and sister, and so he'll have fun playing around. I might even open my daughter's room so they can go tear her room up. I know Oswald will be there to hug and nudge me. Who gives up free hugs from a dog? Well, maybe a kibble as a payment. But also, he can keep his drilling to himself. One reason I have to carry baby white or a bib with me now. I do believe to pay it forward. So Oswald and I, sometime in the future, will most likely open up to adolescents. When I get a comfortable feeling, as you see I'm up here now, I'll probably do the same thing with other adolescents, teenagers. About suicide and the effects. And also be there for parents, because parents need to know that they're not alone. And I can't talk to the parents that have probably taken their lives because obviously they're not here. So I can't get those statistics. Plus, Dr. Oslo, hopefully next year, will likely get the adolescents to open up. So Oslo will probably be a 3-for-1. He'll be there for me with nudging me and helping me with my mobility, and then I'll probably end up using him to get teenagers to come get them to talk, because who loves a rubber and a dog? And Sonia, I cannot say no to people coming up and asking to pet my dog. And also along with helping other parents with their difficult times. One last thing, when you see your loved ones, hug them and let them know that you love them. Even if you're mad at them, still hug them, and you can still be mad at them, because you never know what tomorrow holds. I probably spoke too much, but once again, thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing, Ryan. Oslo was raised by Sarah and Allison. Let's invite them up.
The day my mom and I took Oslo home, I didn't go to school. On the way there, I was not only ecstatic to be taking home my very own puppy, but I was also skipping school. And with that, I knew it'd be love at first sight. The car ride there was full of blind excitement from my end and anxiety towards my blind excitement from my mother. As we arrived, I was half expecting a beautiful gathering of individuals, all ready to embark on this journey together. Our names would be called one by one as we were bestowed with an angel descended from the kennels. But instead, due to COVID, we were instructed to remain in our cars and pull up to the GDA gate, where our puppy was then plopped into the car like a bag of McDonald's. Despite these humble beginnings, Oslo was the best Happy Meal I've ever ordered. Both full of smiles and chicken, it turned out I didn't need a big ceremony, and my mom was anxious for nothing because he was special. With 2 working guide dogs before him, he had pretty big shoes to fill, but from beginning to end, he was truly the best boy we could have asked for. Not only a master at hide and seek, but a master at making friends because he was just so easy to love. From the library to thousands of coffee shops, he left an impact wherever he went. And he continues to amaze and touch the lives of everyone he meets. That was only confirmed as he went into formal training. All we received were words of admiration from the people who saw the same special boy we first fell in love with. And with the first letter, I stopped wishing on stars and blowing on dandelions, hoping he would come home, because I realized this is what he was meant to do. He's here for you, Ryan. All the people who had a hand in supporting Oslo, from his trainers to his friends, are so excited for you and all the love you're going to get from him. You're getting the sweetest, funniest, and most handsome boy I know, and I want to thank you. You're the perfect ending for my most perfect boy. Thank you.
Oslo was trained at Mule Creek State Prison by trainers Josh Thomas and Kenneth Carroll. We have a video from them now.
Hello, my name is Carroll, and our dog Oslo is graduating soon. We just want to let you know how much we appreciated working with him. He was so smart. It was so easy to train. We just hope that he's a real blessing to you and that he makes an impact on your life, and we're glad to be able to give back.
Hello. First, I just want to say thank you to Miss Maples and Miss Precy for giving me the chance to people's lives. It's an honor to be able to have this opportunity to do that. From the Pooch program, I've had a life-changing experience. I am with Joshua Thomas. Training Oslo has been truly amazing. Oslo is a very fast learner. He has taught me to have patience, to be humble, and he blows me away on how smart he is. I pray that Oslo will bring beautiful new chapters in their client's life, just like he has done for me. You.
All right, next is Santiago. Santiago, his family, and Gromit will provide assistance to their daughter with autism. Let's welcome Santiago and Gromit onto stage.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Santiago. This is Gromit. And we're so thankful for the work that everybody's done for this boy. And we're super excited to take him home. Our family is a very loving family, and this is a very important part of our journey. And I just want to thank, first and foremost, the puppy raisers. You guys are an awesome family. I had a chance to meet with you guys, and amazing. I love it. And I just want you guys to know that we're going to carry that on to our family. And thank you for everything you've done. To the training staff, you guys are awesome. Really appreciate it. Made me feel at home, even though I wasn't that far from home. It was definitely very hard to be here. But the biggest thank you to my wife and kids who mean everything to me. Emma, I love you. Meadow, I love you. And thank you for braving it out for 10 days, even though we saw each other a lot. It's a very hard thing to do. And a little bit about myself. I've always felt that I try to fix things whenever I can. The sink's broken, I fix it. If the car needs an oil change, I do it. With autism, it's been very difficult for me to put my hand on it and try to fix things. And Gromit is a great piece, a good tool, and a great friend that I finally feel will get me what I need to help everyone. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.
Gromit was raised by the Seiler family, so let's welcome them up now.
All right, I got this task because I was most likely not going to cry. Good luck to us all. My name is Alex, together with my wife, Beth. And my 5 kids, Dan and Darcy. And wow, this is not that hard. Should not be. Right. Yeah. Dan and Darcy, Daphne, Darren, and Delaney, we raised Gromit together as a family. We also had the McDonald's bag order where it was COVID and he was handed to us through the window of the car. Our first impression with his white coat and black eyes and black nose, he looked like a little polar bear. And he was our first dog, and we absolutely loved him. He wags his tail with his whole body. Somewhere just behind his front legs is where the whole wag is. He absolutely loves people. His favorite thing to do is meet new people, and he loved being on the go. He went to baseball, softball, swimming, jiu-jitsu, meets, tournaments, games, everything. He was on the go all the time, and actually his behavior seemed a little bit worse when we went through periods where he wasn't going anywhere. So he loves to go places. He was a great snuggle buddy and a body pillow, and just a wonderful first experience for us. We're on our 3rd guide dog puppy now, and he was fantastic. He got his first job as a service dog when he walked with me through my dad's funeral, and he was amazing. We've been. She probably should have done this. Yeah. We've been praying for you guys for years that Gromit would be a blessing and he would help your family. So we hope that he does. Thank you.
Gromit was, that was really loud. Gromit was trained at the Richard J. Donovan Correctional Facility by trainer Jason Mahoney, and we have a video from him now.
My name is Jason Mahoney, and I had the privilege of being Gromit's primary trainer. Gromit is amazing. He's a rock star. Everybody loves Gromit. He's definitely one of the yard favorites. He's so beautiful that sometimes people mistake him for a girl. good-looking boy. The is how he helped me through one of the most painful, traumatic times in my life. I lost somebody very near and dear to my heart in a motorcycle accident, and Gromit helped me through that soul-crushing grief that one goes through when experiencing something like that. And being a lifelong addict, recovering addict, normally my go-to is to turn to drugs and alcohol to self-medicate, but I didn't. I've been clean and sober now for over 5 years, and it's in no small part because of this guy right here, training this guy. He's taught me impulse control. He has helped me just become a better overall human being. He's helped me process my grief and my trauma, and he has become a service dog to lots of people here on this yard in Donovan. Every day they come up, seeking love and comfort from him. So my hope for the new client is that Gromit is able, this beautiful soul, is able to give them that sort of peace of mind, that bring that meaning to their life that Gromit has brought me. And I just want to give a thanks, shout out to all the GDA staff, TLC staff, Miss Simpson, Deebs, Miss Maples, Miss Herman, Russ, and everybody else. You guys are amazing, and I just am so grateful for this opportunity to just be a part of Gromit's life. So, thank you.
All right, one more. Unfortunately, our client Steve was unable to be here with us in person today, but we still want to acknowledge Steve and his receiving a veteran service dog, Seeger, who will assist with his PTSD. I'm going to invite Seeger's puppy raisers up now, Christine, Will, and Russell, if you want to come up and talk.
Good afternoon, everyone. The Steinmetz, by the way, that's why his Seeger. Corey Seeger was a Dodger, but then he traded to the Rangers, but that's how Seeger got his name. So we are also Dodger fans. But good afternoon. It's an honor to be here today. We are forever thankful for the Guide Dogs of America, Tender Loving Canines organization. The support from the moment we picked up Seeger to the time we got to call that he's graduating is unparalleled. It's not hard, or it was not hard to love Seeger the moment we first saw and held him for the first time. How do you not love puppy kisses, velvety floppy ears, a soft, fluffy coat, and big brown, expressive eyes? Seeger was a very confident and smart puppy. He loved to cuddle. He loved to learn. One of his favorite activities was playing hide and seek. He was the best seeker in our house. Oh, and those unmistakable explosions of energy, also known as the zoomies, his were quite entertaining. Seeger loved to be out and about. He always seemed proud to wear his jacket and knew that was the time to be serious and focused. I had the pleasure to take him to work with me every day over the year, and he was an awesome colleague. He was always on time, well-groomed, professional, patient, willing to take on new tasks or brush up on some old ones. But there were times he would slack up just a bit and sneak in a nap or two during the workday, which were well-deserved. In the end, he always knew he could trust me and I could trust him. He was an absolute pleasure to raise, and I'm so very proud. I almost made it. Proud of him and his accomplishments. It's wonderful to see the full circle of what we are doing and the purpose for raising and training these dogs. See. Seeger will always have a special heart, or always a special place in our hearts, and we wish him all the success and happiness with his new family. Thank you.
Seeger was trained at the Richard J. Donovan Correctional Facility by trainers Jermaine Pickens and Jamal Bernard, and we have a video from them now.
My name is Jermaine Pickens. I'm the primary of Seeger. This is my secondary, Soto. My experience with raising Seeger was a beautiful experience. It gave me a lot of peace. It helped me with understanding what patience truly is. I really enjoy being able to train this dog. It's a beautiful dog. It's a wonderful dog. And I hope that whoever he goes to, it brings them the help that they need and offers them everything that they ask for. If it goes to a veteran with PTSD or autistic child, I just hope that Seeker is able to give them the love and the care that they need in their forward movement in life.
All right. One more big congratulations on all their hard work to class 428. Y'all did it. All right, I am going to invite Catherine, our puppy program coordinator, up now. Welcome, Catherine.
Hi, y'all. So I'm going to first dismiss class 428. Y'all can make your way out. And congratulations again on graduating. And so as they make their way out, you get the lucky of getting to hear me talk. So hi, everyone. Like Nicole said, my name is Catherine Jewell, and I'm the puppy program coordinator here at Guide Dogs of America, Tender Loving Canines. And I first off want to say thank you for attending our graduation, whether you're in person or watching on our live stream. It is such an important day today. I love coming to graduation and being able to see the puppies starting with the razor, hearing from them, hearing from our trainers, and then hearing our testimonies from our graduates. You get to see the journey that our puppies make. And so we've had, again, the lovely opportunities of hearing from that. And with our puppy raisers, we got to see a little bit into what goes into puppy raising. And so as an organization, we are always looking for puppy raisers. We could not fulfill our mission of transforming lives through partnerships with service dogs if it wasn't for our puppy raisers. So let's give them a round of applause again. And so if from this graduation you felt a pull or an interest in wanting to be a puppy raiser, I encourage you to apply on our website at guidedogsofamerica.org and submit an application under the puppy raising tab. We will also be having tours of our campus right outside here under the big wisteria tree. And so you can see our wonderful 7-acre campus and see what we're all about. And so we will also be having a puppy orientation at 12:30 in this very room. And so again, if you're interested in puppy raising or volunteering with us, the puppy orientation is a wonderful opportunity to see what puppy raising is about, what it entails, what is the commitment, and ask any questions you might have. And so if you can't make it to this orientation, we also have orientations every month. The next one will be July 13th, and they're always on a Saturday. So if you're able to raise a puppy, please do. Thank you so much. Y'all are all dismissed.